Hey guys, welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and appreciate you guys swinging by the channel. And guys, today we're going to be talking about what is probably the biggest fishing scam, bass fishing tournament fishing scam that I have ever heard in my past 50 years in fishing that just happened actually last week or the week before that. There's an organization called Dual Threat Fishing that I'm explaining to you guys what the deal is with this, that apparently has ripped off a bunch of professional anglers, including Scott Martin and a bunch of others. And this is unbelievable. We're going to get into that in today's video, and definitely want to get your guys' feedback on it. I think you're going to find this outraging and disgusting at the same time. Also, guys, real quick before we get started, just one thing I want to remind you of, that Tackle Warehouse has announced they got a big spring fishing sale going on right now. 25% off everything, just pretty much everything on the website. Now is a great time to get stocked up for your spring fishing season. I'll have my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video. And if you guys like the channel here and want to help out Intuitive Angling by using and bookmarking my Tackle Warehouse link for your fishing purchases, that goes a long way. As anything you purchase there, the channel gets a small percentage of a commission on anything you buy. So really appreciate everybody that's been doing that. Okay, guys, first of all, I got to give credit to CT at Cerebral Tackle and Steve Chapman at Get Your Fish On and Scott Martin. The information that I have gotten on this, a lot of it has come from the 3 videos that they put on there. And CT and Steve Chapman, they're probably, well, not probably, they are the 2 best as far as keeping up with all the latest breaking investigative news in the tournament world. So kudos to those guys for this. But anyway, here's the deal. There has been this circuit called Dual Threat Fishing that was formed by this dude named Ethan Phillips. Now, Ethan Phillips, who owns or owned Dual Threat Fishing, that's not his real name, and I'll get into that a little bit. But obviously, this is an alias that he created, so he wouldn't get in trouble when he, finally scammed everybody out. And again, at this point, everything's alleged. There hasn't been any charges filed, but it's probably coming. So anyway, this is Dual Threat Fishing. There's a lot of pros excited about it. A lot of pros helped promote it, to get it off the ground. And what it was a team event, $5,000 entry fee per team. They were going to have 6 tournaments. And apparently they got one thing led to another, and they had this deal where they were going to have free entry fees because apparently they got some investor that was going to back them and have free entry fees. There was going to be 60 teams on this, and there was 60 teams at the first 2 events. They had the first tournament at Lake Okeechobee a few weeks ago, followed up by the second tournament at the St. Johns River just the very next week after that. So they had 2 tournaments, full fields, and apparently they were going to handpick these 60 dudes out there like a real exclusive thing, and everybody was all jacked up on it, and a bunch of people sent in their deposits and their entry fees for this thing. So there's a lot of stuff unclear at this point about how they were actually going to execute this. But what happened after the first tournament, everybody's checks started bouncing. With the $100,000 for first prize, all the checks started bouncing, and this Ethan Phillips dude was explaining to everybody that it was just a matter of you had to fill out your W-9s and all the logistics of moving money around, and the investors has to sign off on all this. So they went to the second tournament, and the same thing happened. Nobody got their checks. So at this point, everybody's all, they know what's going on. They know this, they've been scammed, and everybody's trying to contact this Ethan Phillips dude and the other people that ran the tournament, and nobody can get a hold of them. So obviously they skipped town with no telling how much money. It depends on how much money was sent in for deposits and entry fees and all that type of stuff. So at this point, nobody knows how much money this guy got away from. Now, apparently, and CT was reporting on this, they pretty much know who this dude is. It's been verified by a lot of different multiple sources. It's alleged at this point, so I don't want to say the person's name, but it's 100% sure that this Ethan Phillips dude is not Ethan Phillips. So it's this very elaborate scheme that this dude, basically what he tried to do, from all of the information I can gather, is he created this organization and specifically wanted to put these 2 tournaments back to back, so there wouldn't be enough time to question if the checks bounced, and he was going to come out of those 2 tournaments with all this entry fee money and deposit money and just skip town, which he did. So that's where we're at right now. And guys, this is not the first time something like this happens, but it's never been to this extent. There was some dude a couple years ago out west that had a circuit started out there, and he basically skipped town with a bunch of money, but he paid some people and he didn't other people, but that was a scam in its own right. But from all indication, it's very easy to speculate that this dude premeditatedly did this in terms of creating this alias, knowing what he was going to do, knowing maybe he could skip town with $1 million or something if he did this, and he's gone. So it speaks to the bigger picture, guys, of our, we have our criminal justice system, and our justice system in this country is completely screwed up right now. We've got a system that basically, protects the wealthy and the powerful. It's like if you've got money and you got influence and you're a powerful person with a lot of money, you don't basically have any accountability. You can delay stuff, you can, put motions in, and you can put cogs in the wheel and basically get away with things that the average person can't get away. There's tons of rich and powerful people right now in this country that has gotten away with crimes that you and I would be locked away for simply because they have money. The problem we have with this dude like Ethan Phillips and these other people that I'm talking about is we do not have our justice system is too slow moving, and we don't set examples. It's like these people that are con men and scam people out of money and run these big grifts like this, you have got to make an example out of these people. So if it was up to me, guys, when they catch this Ethan Phillips dude, I would have them haul his butt down to the next Bassmaster Elite Series and let him go in the crowd, and then just let nature take its course. I'm sorry, but I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these freaking con artists getting away with everything just because, they know how to lie, or they're powerful, or they're rich. It's like, we need to start making examples out of these people that do this. I mean, if we start doing that, you'd see a lot less of it. So anyway, guys, I don't know, man. This is just another bad deal. It's really a black eye on the tournament world. That whole thing about the walleye cheaters, that had its own deal, but it was a walleye event. It was something different. But when you start talking about the legitimacy of these tournament organizations being questioned, just like what happened in California a couple of years ago, these people have got to be held accountable, and they have got to be basically terrified to the point where nobody will ever try this again. So I don't know. It's like, I hate thieves, man. Thieving bastards are the worst people on this planet, man. We just need to make freaking catfish bait out of them, all of them, in my opinion. But anyway, just wanted to pass that along, guys. I was a little late to the party, but I didn't want to do this video until I got some more information, because this is still a breaking story. They're still trying to figure out what the heck's going on. Nobody really knows for sure, but something is definitely up. And I'll try to keep you guys updated as I find out more. And like I said, Steve Chapman at Get Your Fish On and CT at Cerebral Tackle, those guys are leading the charge on this. So I'd definitely be watching their channels too with it. So anyway, guys, hope you're all well. We'll talk later.